Hello, and welcome to the Peripheral podcast. My name is Grant, or Sir Jug, and this is my co-host, Ryan/Kid Dragon. What's going on, man?
Yo, what's going on, guys? Just here for some gaming news. You already know.
Yeah, man, got some gaming news to talk about. We'll do some reviews in here as well. But especially with the times as of now, with the thing called COVID-19 has been wrecking all of our lives and has been a catastrophe all over. But it's kind of crazy during this time that games have been it's not surprising, I suppose, but how much games have been making so much money right now. I think I read something said the games industry is going to make about $159 million this year because of COVID-19.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy to think about.
It's a lot of money. Yeah.
Gaming was literally just going up, and then it kind of I don't know. I think it kind of took like a detour, just a tad bit after that hype with Fortnite.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, everyone's at home, can't do anything else. You know what I'm saying? Why not load up a game and play up with your friends or whatnot?
Definitely. I've been playing a lot of games recently. Trying to catch up on because I've my Steam library I can go through right now. I have a whole folder of unbeaten games that I just haven't had the chance to play yet. I got about 28 games in there, plus a few I'm playing right now. So yeah. I got some work to do on these games.
See, I have unironically, a library full of games, but on my PlayStation 4, because you know how the PS4 has free games of the month. I literally just go through those. I'm like, oh, this one looks fun. This one looks fun too, like Bloodborne. What else I got in here? I know that's just one of them. Bloodborne, Until Dawn, like a bunch of games I literally haven't beaten.
Yeah.
Or I have beaten, and I could play again probably. I even have the BioShock collection.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So it's a lot of cool games. When they just drop for free, I'm just like, yeah, I'm getting that. And even this other game that For Honor, all these games, dude. I'm just like, dude, I may as well just play these on my my downtime, including Mafia 3, MGS5. It's a lot of games.
Yeah, no, it's I get most of my games from Steam, basically during their big summer sales or winter sales, and I think the summer sale's coming up pretty soon.
Yeah.
But no, man, I've been playing a lot of games. I've been playing Mortal Kombat 11 a lot. I never was really a huge fighting game fan. Just because it's just kind of the only fighting game I really liked was Smash Bros. That's my favorite fighting game.
I respect that.
Yeah, even though Sakurai, he's it's not a fighting game. It's a fun big crossover game, whatever that means. But I tried playing Tekken 7 a little while ago, and that game's just way too complicated for me. And then I started trying to play Dragon Ball Fighter Z. That's a lot of fun. I actually really like that game. I have to go back and play it. But I got Mortal Kombat 11 because their new DLC Aftermath came out. And that has some new characters in it, Shiva, Fujin, and RoboCop. And I've been kind of messing around with them for the past day or two, because I don't think it only came out yesterday, or was it the 26th? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it came out yesterday. I was playing around with RoboCop, and it's pretty fun. Mortal Kombat has a lot of fun to it, even though I'm probably really trash at it. For sure.
Never been a big fan of fighting games. But I mean, I have seen people play it. I was actually watching my friend play this one fighting game. It wasn't. I think it might have been Street Fighter, or one of the newer Street Fighters, something like that. Bro, he was dominating, bro. He just went online and he was just mollywopping people, bro. I was like, bro, this should be illegal, bro. Why am I watching this? So fighting games, personally, they don't appeal to me. But I mean, through a viewer perspective, obviously they can be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, the whole thing with fighting games is what I think I watched this video. It's by Cosmonaut, some kind of thing, Cosmonaut Variety Show. Check this video out. He talked about how fighting game tournaments essentially is a shonen anime tournament arc. There's all these storylines going on between players and dramas and stuff like that, underdog situations, and I could totally agree, because I watch some of the fighting game tournaments, esports, and it can be like that. There's a lot of rivalry, a lot of bad blood towards players, and it's makes for some really good compilations on YouTube of down the line with rage compilations and just getting owned up compilations. So
See, rivalries a video game can be fun, and competition can be fun, but then rivalries are literally like that bridge between them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like competition, having fun, like when you want to see someone beat someone so bad that they literally take it to a like competitive level, and you see them like edge out the other person, like it's actually insane to watch because
Yeah,
like the
it
crowd
is.
goes crazy. The energy in the room is actually insane,
Yeah,
and
no.
I've been there a couple of times. Like I've been in the esports stadium a couple of times. I've sponsored a player. I've I've watched. I've played. Like, dude, it's the esports scene is crazy, bro. And the fact
Yeah.
that COVID-19 is actually like, I mean, uh, ignoring the downside, looking at the upside of things, it's
Mhm.
really in boosting that esports scene. And I think fighting games is definitely one of those to look out for.
Yeah, for sure. Fighting games are still, I think the top. I would say probably the most viewed. Probably not the most viewed, but I think it's just one of the most revered type of esport out there. Just because it's literally the thing about it. Like, the Cosmonaut Variety Show put this on his video saying how um, it's literally just your skill against the other person's skill. There's no
Yeah,
teams. There's no really kind. There's for the most part no random
yeah, no
chances.
RNG.
Yeah, for the most part, there's some games that have RNG for sure, but
Yeah,
in a one-on-one fighting game, shonen style, or like I can't say Smash because there's a lot of RNG in Smash,
yeah, that's
but
way
mainly
too
like
much.
Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter and all the games kind of like that. There is no RNG. It's just a lot of it's whoever
Input.
has the better skill and who has the better just set of mind for the game.
Yep.
But for sure, another game I've been playing. So I got a PS4 Pro recently. I haven't had a PS4 in a while. Didn't really feel like I needed one, but there's just so many games out right now for PS4, and with the end
Facts.
of the console coming out, I bought it mainly because I wanted to play Ghost of Tsushima. That's coming out in July. Looks
Ooh.
incredible. It's basically like I think I watched Angry Joe and Alex on there. He said, "Oh, this looks like Breath of the Wild, but with murder," and it's kind of looks like that. But I bought it also because I really wanted to play God of War that came out back in 2018,
Yeah.
and that game was awesome. I had a really fun time with that. I think I played about 20 hours and I beat it, and yeah, it's been a really fun game. Have you played that game before?
Ghost of Tsushima or
No, God of
War?
War. Yeah.
I did play it back on PS3, I
Mhm.
believe, or was it PS2? Honestly, don't remember. I remember. Wait, I don't remember how the series even
The
got.
original
Was
ones, yeah.
was it on PS2?
I think the first one was on PS2. I think the rest were on
Yeah,
PS3,
I
if I
definitely played.
remember correctly.
From my experience with God of War, I played. Okay, so I definitely played one on PS2, the very first one. That was pretty cool. It was like I need my mom to buy it because I was too young, but she was
Mhm.
like whatever, and it was awesome, dude. And then what's it called? You had to fight like that Hydra, and then like you would do all these like crazy ass like. Obviously, pre-installed into the game, but like crazy moves where you're like slicing out a Hydra's neck, or you're like murdering someone like by ripping their jaw open, like that. That
Yeah.
was pretty cool. I mean, they didn't make me a violent person. I'm sitting here in my house just like doing it today, right?
Right.
I'm not out. I'm not. I don't even have like a ticket or anything. But that's like off topic.
You're
Um,
good.
but PS2, PS3, there was, I think it was either PS3 or PS4. They tested like a multiplayer beta, like, and it was actually a pretty good time because it was like during the Call of Duty off season. Because Call of Duty is the game I mainly play, but so during that off season, I saw that game had a multiplayer beta for online, and I was like, "Yo, this is kind of cool." And I went online, and I was like beating people up as Kratos and like other people who weren't Kratos, and I was like, "Yo, this is actually kind of insane." Like, it wasn't like a fighting game; it was more like imagine if, I mean, I probably does have online, but like imagine like Diablo online. So
Right.
it was basically the same thing essentially. It had like
Yeah.
stats and whatnot. It was kind of cool.
I've never played those original ones. Like this one, like the one that came out not too long ago that I played. That's the only one I've played like full and through, and
What is
like
it, the collection or four? What is
just
that?
I guess it's four. It's the one like when he has the son Atreus with him. He's like has the
Oh,
beard and everything. It's like Norse mythology. Um,
okay, yeah. I played that one like I think 2018, 2019, one of those.
yeah, probably
And
sounds right. Yeah.
there was this they had like challenges where you had to complete on different difficulties to like get stuff, and the one where you did it with your son, and bro, I could not beat that, bro. I got down to the last like boss or something,
Yeah.
and I just couldn't beat him, bro. I got smoked. It was like you had to essentially defeat like 20 enemies without being hit once.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that shit was hard. I'm not
No,
gonna lie.
I've only beaten the story, and I'm definitely gonna have to revisit that game and go do all the extra challenges, like the Valkyrie challenges and stuff. But for sure, I know they're making a sequel, of course, for the PlayStation 5 whenever that comes out later this year. But you know what game I will not be playing?
Yeah, what's up?
I will not be playing The Culling Origins. Are you familiar with this game? Yeah, go look it up.
No, I'm googling it right now, dude.
Well,
I'll kind of badass.
I'm gonna fill in everybody on it, and the Culling Origins. Well, the original Culling was the kind of first battle royale game out there. It's pretty garbage from what I remember. I think a lot of people liked it. I didn't really play battle royales.
This looks like Saints Row.
Are you looking at the right thing? Because it looks. It's basically just a bunch of low res melee battle royale, essentially.
You said the original Culling?
Yeah, the Culling. It was just a battle royale. I think it came out on Xbox One. But the Culling Origins. So the Culling, kind of go through the history of it real quick. So the Culling 1 was like pretty good when it first came out. People liked it. Had some problems, like a lot of live service, online multiplayer games have when they first launch. And I'm not too sure how long it lasted, but when the Culling 2 came out, it came out like really quickly after the Culling 1 came out. No one was asking for a sequel. They just wanted they're the first game to be fixed, and they lost all of their player base because they moved on to Fortnite and PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
So, and that game basically has died off. I think one time, Jim Sterling put a video out about how like he tried getting a match, but he only got matched up with one other person out of like a 99-person server, and there was no one playing the game. I could look up the Steam stats, but I'm pretty sure they never went over 1,000 players. I'm pretty sure in like peak hours, and I think their last day they had like 2 people online because no one was wanting to play this game, and eventually it just kind of like went out of. I think they eventually stopped putting servers up, and no one plays the game anymore because it worked like crap, it looked like crap, and it was just not a fun experience for anyone all around. So not too long ago, this was, I'm gonna say, I think it was the 12th of May. The developers for the Culling, Zavient, they announced on Twitter, the Culling is back. Like, people actually cared, no one cares. There was literally not that many people replying, and they put a video out there. What's his name? I can't find his name. Basically, kind of like the head of the studio or the head of the project made a video explaining the game and how they're excited for it to come back, and they explained their. Now here's the key word: monetization scheme, not system.
Monetization scheme.
Yes. So here's the thing about this game. So you remember those arcade machines? Like you remember the arcades? Like you go to like Cece's Pizza or someplace, and there'd be like an arcade. You put your quarters in to keep playing a game.
Yeah.
They took a note from their book and how to make this game, but made it worse than that. So they announced the guy announced in their video that everyone, if you buy the game, you have to buy the game for $6. That's the asking price for just to be able to get the game, right?
Yeah, that's not too bad.
No, here's the catch though. So how this is going to work? Each player, originally, that's what they said, can only play 1 free match per day.
What?
Yeah. Here's the thing though. So the thing is, to play more games, you got to have these things called online match tokens. And essentially,
way.
and there's ways to get them. You can either get an additional token by winning a match. Now, what's the chances of winning a match? That's like what, 1 out of 99% chance to win the game. It's like because they're like, oh, there's what 99 players in this game, like in a match.
Yeah.
Something like that. Probably like maybe more, maybe less, whatever. 99, we'll say. We'll be nice to them. So 1 out of 99% chance to win a match. That's you get only one additional online token for another match. Other ways to get tokens is you pay for them. So it says here you get 3 tokens for 99 cents, so roughly 33 cents a token, or you can get 10 tokens for $2.99, or 20 tokens for $4.99, or alternatively, you can buy an online pass that gives you an unlimited online pay. To get for 7 days it's $2, and 30 days it's $6. What?
So you would pay $12 to play the game for 30 days.
Essentially, yeah.
That's kind of insane.
That's insulting. Imagine being like, okay, if this was free to play, right? I wouldn't be as angry at this because, like, okay, you gotta make your money somehow, right? Because it's an online game. You gotta pay for server maintenance. You gotta pay for your and pay your employees to keep the game up and running. I get that, right?
So but an indie game with tokens.
Yeah, like, is it like I said? It's like the arcade, but worse because you gotta pay an upfront $6 fee just to buy the game, to have the game. But then you only get 1 per day. That's like what's like, okay, well, I'm gonna get my friend on, but I already played my match for the day, so I can't play anymore because I already played one game beforehand and I lost. It is.
That's actually stupid.
Yeah, it's utter ridiculousness.
It would make sense if it was like a virtual arcade. Like, let's say you walk into a building and the whole building's like decked out with like VR. I mean, that would make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I could see that.
But online though, like just an online game from home, like I don't know.
I just think it's insulting because you already have to pay money up front just to have access to the game, but you got to pay to keep playing the game that you just bought. It's just kind of insulting to players, and people aren't happy with it. There was like, I think the video. I gotta go look for the. Let me find the video for the Culling Origins coming back. Let's see here. Okay, so the video right now has about 186,000 views right now. You want to guess the like to dislike ratio on it?
I would say 1 to 3, right?
Okay, so total likes right now, 687. Total dislikes right now, the exact number is 36,865 dislikes.
So it's a 1 to 36 ratio. Okay, that's really bad.
Roughly. So,
or is
it's not like this. Probably it's a little less than that.
1 to 6.
Yeah, do the math on it. Let's see how much that is.
You said 36,000 divided by 600 is what I'm hearing?
Yeah, roughly 600 over 36,000. We'll do that.
Alright, 600 divided by 36,000. That's a really bad number. I can't do that.
Whatever it is, it's a pretty bad ratio, regardless of what you think. So that video came out May 12th, like I said, and that the PC Gamer article I'm referencing for all the info about it. So a few days after that, which would be May, what would it be? So was it 9 days ago? May 18th, Xaviant kind of came back out with a statement. Here's the thing. They said they don't regret how like the monetization model they have, with is like, you only get to pay per match essentially. Yeah. They were disappointed, like how they got it wrong was how they delivered the message. And it's like,
how they delivered it.
Yeah, like how it was said.
Delivery on that.
The guy, I think the guy is delusional. The guy's name is Josh Van Velde. He's I can't remember his title exactly, but it doesn't matter. He's in charge. Basically saying like how like we like essentially what their problem is like how server maintenance is just so expensive, and it's obviously expensive because just how much money it costs to pay employees and keep servers up and running. But that's kind of like that's not like that's the point. Like other kind of like companies and games like this, they have those same costs and they're not being this egregious with monetization. For example, like Fortnite or PUBG, for example. Like,
PUBG
free to
went
play
down the
games.
drain.
What's that?
Said PUBG went down the drain.
Yeah, they kind of made some decisions that I really disagreed with, but that's neither here nor there. But like how they did it, like with if they make this game a free to play, right? And they make because the gameplay, if you watch the trailer, it does not look good. It looks like a game that could have come out like on the Xbox 360. Like it's not good looking at all. It's very poor, graphics quality compared to like Fortnite or PUBG. But not the point. Like the thing is, you need to make your game actually fun, and then people will support it, right? You don't need to have these crazy monetization schemes just for the few people that's going to play it. It just doesn't seem right. If you have a good game, people will support your game no matter what.
Facts.
Like they should have made this game free to play. That's the first thing priority. Make the game free to play, and then make your game like get money based off cosmetics. Like Fortnite, how much money they make off cosmetics is actually insane. How much money they make, and that's their only besides that the battle pass.
Yeah, dude. They could just use the battle pass model. That would have made the most sense, right?
Yeah, like Warzone is free to play. Like if you don't have Modern Warfare, you can play Warzone for free.
Yeah.
And there's just I don't play much Warzone, but there's the battle pass, and I'm sure there's cosmetics too.
Yeah, they do it. We have it in the store, but and the thing with that is they rotate it out like every day.
Yeah,
so you don't see the exact same thing every day. Yeah.
That's so much better. It's such a much better monetization model than this. But I think they're just gonna, from what I understand, they're just gonna double down on this and just keep it going. I think the game already came out in like beta for Xbox One. It's coming to PC soon, but I don't think anyone's gonna be playing this game. I think it's dead on arrival. No one's gonna be playing this game, and yeah, no one's going to be playing this. But you got some news on something free to play that people have been downloading like the storm.
Hell yeah, GTA 5 and World War 2. Well, World War 2 is going to be coming here pretty soon. But GTA 5, it is, I think, what, Epic Games, right?
Yeah, Epic Games Studio. Yep. Epic Games.
Anyway, yeah, dude.
Yeah, Epic Games Store has made it free to play on PC, and that's the premium edition too. So you get $1 million immediately on your online account, that was pretty nice.
The reason, they probably would speculate why it would be free, right? I feel like it's because they would just build up hype for GTA 6, right?
Sure.
Because I think they recently announced that they pushed back the release date for GTA 6, even though, you know what I'm saying, that GTA 5 came out a millennia ago.
Yeah.
So, making GTA 5 free with bonuses would only strengthen the hype of GTA 6, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
it would not lose their fan base per se.
Sure.
So.
I just think GTA 5 being free, it's pretty nice. But I think most people already have that game, to be honest. Like if you don't have it, I didn't have it because I already bought it on console, so I already had it there. I just really didn't feel like I need it. But if it's free, it's great. But your whole thing on GTA 6 coming out soon, I don't think it's coming out soon at all.
Well, you know what I mean. It's not coming out soon. They pushed back the release date. So
yeah, because usually what I've noticed from Rockstar, you've noticed that they basically release their games at the end of a console's life cycle.
Yeah.
So Red Dead Redemption 2 came out a year ago. Maybe I think it was a year ago it came out. And they're just now once probably the Xbox Series X and the PS5 come out, they're probably gonna have another a ported version of that game on those consoles.
Oh, fact, they're definitely switching it over.
So I just think with GTA 6, it's probably not coming out until probably another 6 or 7 years, probably.
6 or 7 years?
Yeah, probably towards the end of the console's life cycle, maybe 5. I don't know.
You think it's gonna be that long? I thought it was gonna be 2021, 2022, something like that.
I'm just looking at their track record because GTA 5 came out 2011, 2010, something like that, and then
GTA 5 came out 2013.
Was that the US? That's for the Xbox One and PS4. Or was it
2013? I'm pretty sure that was released on PS4 in 2013, yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Its original release was Yeah, 2013 looks like. Still, it's kind of the same difference. It's like it's been, what, 7 years since that came out, and then
Yep.
Red Dead Redemption 2 came
Actually, you
out.
might be right, bro. It's only been 10 years, dude. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, almost. And the Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Okay, so October 26, 2018. So it has been about a year and a half since that game came out. But again, like I just think these games are gonna come out. Maybe we could probably wait. Maybe 2023, perhaps. GTA 6 comes out. That's 5 years since original release.
That's a pretty good guess, yeah.
But I'm just speculating. I don't know anything. But
Yeah.
it's what I don't know. GTA 6. I've not heard really much about it, but regardless, we're getting way off topic.
Yeah, we
but
are.
GTA 5 free on PC, Epic Game Store. I think it, from what I understand, that game actually like their servers went down in the game for a while because so many people downloaded it.
GTA 5?
Yeah, Epic Game Store. It crashed their storefront, and they had to like put it down. I think they actually extended the date to get it for free. I think it was actually today. It was his last day, or it was yesterday. It was not much, not too long ago.
Yeah.
So it's not free anymore, unfortunately, but it was free for a while.
I mean, I still didn't get it because I'm not a GTA fan.
I got it just because I know my friends got it, and we're gonna be playing that. So
yeah.
The free game right now, actually, on Steam, on Epic Game Store is Civilization 6. That's a really fun game. I like that game a lot.
I thought it was Civ 4.
No, Civ 6 came out. That's actually it's a pretty fun game. I like that one. There's actually another free game coming out about 15 hours from this recording, so we'll see what that is.
You just announced and people just don't know what it is, right?
Yeah. So we'll talk about that next week when we record again.
Facts.
But yeah, World War II, Call of Duty, so it'll be free for PS4 next month.
Yes, sir. So with that game, I've been seeing a lot of hype behind that game. But
really,
I think it's just because of So you know how like a developer is not known for giving out free games. So whenever a game just comes out from a developer that's not used to being free, people just get overhyped about it. That's how I essentially feel about it. Yeah.
I remember getting World War II when it came out, like 2-3 years ago now.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for it. It kind of lost my interest pretty quick.
See, and then like social media, like if social media blows up about it, you know what I'm saying? Then that's the best form of advertising, right? Like if a content creator's like, yo, World War II's coming out, I'm about to be so hyped. Obviously, that's gonna bring attention to the fans of that content creator and then some, because it's like, oh, my friend has this game, so I may as well get it. And it's just it's called cause and effect process, essentially, right?
Yeah.
And we've seen this through like multiple game titles, but World War II, I mean, I don't know. In the competitive scene, a lot of people say it's the worst Call of Duty to ever come out with competitively. But I mean, if people are hyped about it coming out for free in June, I mean, this is actually a really, really like kind of like good time for it to come out, because so right now in the competitive scene, the off season usually starts like during summer, because COD Champs is like, that's like the last event, and people are hyped for COD Champs, but essentially that means, oh, the game currently we're playing isn't going to be the game that everyone's going to be hyped about in a couple months.
Right.
So they try to flock to another game. And World War II coming out for free at this time of all times, when near the end of the game's life cycle, is just going to make it probably the most popular game to play in the off season.
Okay, that does make sense. Yeah, no, World War II, I thought it was okay at first. Like I'm not very much a competitive person in Call of Duty. I usually just play casually, and at first it was pretty neat, just because World War II, people were tired of all the jumping around in Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 3 and all those games.
I wasn't tired of jetpacking, but I mean, some people, a lot of fans, the majority always wins. So
yeah.
I'm not saying, I don't think jetpacks would have killed the scene essentially, but it definitely would have.
I think it would have killed the casual scene for sure.
Yeah, it would have. I mean, yeah, it would have changed it a tad bit for sure.
I just think like they did come out. I think when I forget the guy's names. Michael Condrey, I think was his name. He was like
Oh, from
the
Sledgehammer.
yeah, and then he got moved over to Activision. Once they
Yeah,
they left him and Michael Condrey as like his partner. Not his part. I can't remember the guy's name.
yeah.
They went to Activision, and like some other guy took over Sledgehammer. I know like they made a bunch of changes. Like they got infinite sprint in there. Any division could have any kind of weapon on them and gain. Yeah, I was like, that's some great changes. I just know right now it's a pretty good casual game, casual Call of Duty for most people, and that's not
Yeah.
really one I hate because I really hated playing online when people are just try harding so hard, like they're in the freaking finals of COD champs.
Hey
um,
man, it'd be like that sometimes. You just
yeah,
gotta
but
adapt.
like you need to go to freaking the competitive game mode rather than play casual and just try to. I get pump stopping. Pump stopping can be fun if you have a lot of friends who can do it, but
Yeah.
it's really
Nah,
obnoxious when you're on the receiving end of
definitely
that.
not. Exactly. Definitely not fun on the receiving end.
Man, I just wish we could go back to Call. I wish we could go back to Black Ops 2. That's still one of my favorite Call of
Dude,
Duty.
it feels like every game's getting remastered except Black Ops 2. I
That
just
is
don't
true.
understand that. It
Yeah,
just like,
because what we got Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. Just the
yep,
campaign for Modern Warfare 2 got remastered.
yep.
Yeah, no, I just think I'm kind of curious when the next Call of Duty is going to be announced. Because
Well, they've been talking about it. Everyone's been saying it's got an official name, Call of Duty. Uh, what was it?
it's like something
Dude.
Cold War, I
Yeah,
think.
Call of Duty Cold War. Yep.
I think it has a Black Ops title in there still, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's like Black Ops Cold War or something like that.
Yeah, it's called Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War,
That'd be kind of
and
neat. In like
and
1960s, 70s, 80s.
it's going back to basically essentially Black Ops One.
Okay,
So maybe we're gonna see,
like a soft reboot,
zombies.
maybe. I'm thinking like
Hopefully not.
maybe soft.
I'm not
I
trying to
mean,
play the same game. I'm trying to
yeah,
play
yeah.
because what's the point? Like, but they probably will have recycled maps. So I mean, I don't know. I just feel like if a company makes all that money, bro, I mean, you may as well just invest it into the game. Because I
Yeah.
mean, every Call of Duty they're breaking records. Like, bro, this last Call of Duty, like they break records every single Call of Duty, bro. I just don't get it. Like you would assume they would have a downtime or down
Right.
or a peak, but they really don't have a peak because
That's kind of crazy.
they're always thinking of something new. Like, so this COD. So I'm gonna give you like a quick breakdown of literally
Go for
how
it.
much have they made, right? So they made 460 million, not even from game sales. They had a partnership deal. Activision had a partnership deal with YouTube. YouTube paid them 160 million, and then Activision had a partnership deal with a bunch of competitive teams for 12 teams, $25 million a spot, right? Which
Right.
essentially comes down to 300 million, right? So off that alone, in the off season before Modern Warfare even was in stores, they made $460 million,
Jeez.
right? And then the amount of copies that NW has sold is that's over 500 million, right? And
Ridiculous.
growing. And then the battle pass, they're on season. They went from season 0, which is essentially season 1, season 0 to 2 to 1 to 2, and they're about to have the third one come up in like a week. So they've gone through 3 battle passes essentially. They're about to have season 3, and every battle pass is like $10. Plus, they have a store with a bunch of cosmetics and in-game content.
Right.
And so essentially, they've smoked like 2 billion already,
That is insane.
and
Yeah.
they've already had numbers and with Warzone, that's just icing on the cake, bro. They've made so much,
Yeah,
and
that's the cash cow.
they still recycle maps. I just don't get it. Like, like what's the point of even saving money at that point?
Right, exactly.
Like not all these software developers at at Activision Studios and whatnot. These people aren't making millions of dollars. They're making like 5-6 figures. They're making between 5 and 6 figures a year, right?
Right.
And no one's making 7 unless you're obviously at the top, right? So I'm thinking to myself, they're probably not even making 7, bro. And I'm
I don't
thinking to
know.
myself, if you're a software developer for this team, or you're whatever, like audio engineer, something like that for this team, like like they're getting overworked, this and that, right? It's just like, how do you not, you know, invest time into making like new maps? Because you invest in time to make all these maps. Remastering them doesn't even make sense. Like we've had Nuketown remastered like 4 times. How do you do that? How is that a possibility, bro? It's been in Black Ops 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I mean, that's kind of like a staple for Black Ops, though. I can see that. That's just, my
But
thing is like, if there's more remastered maps than there are like new maps, there's a bit of a problem there. I'm paying for the same
yeah,
thing. I don't know how many remastered maps in scale to new maps there are in Modern Warfare.
I don't think there's a lot, but there is a couple.
If it's like maybe one or two maps released per like map release drop. I don't know if there's no season pass in Modern Warfare, but I don't mind a few remasters here and there if they actually work for the game they're on, right? Like if you have a like for example, like Black Ops 2 Nuketown, it just doesn't play really well compared to like Black Ops 1 Nuketown, like it's just there's just so much bullcrap you can get in Black Ops 2 that you really can't get in Black Ops 1, and it just doesn't work. Black Ops 3, I'm not gonna even go there.
Wall running around Nuketown, like
right now. Black Ops 4, I'd have too much experience with Black Ops 4, so I can't really say much about that. I don't really want to think about Black Ops 4, honestly.
Yeah, that game was not that great.
But
it's definitely better than Modern Warfare, I'll tell you that.
Is it?
Yes, dude. Literally, Modern Warfare is like off topic, obviously, but literally every update breaks the game. Like, I could just go through a list of glitches that have happened.
That sounds like Rainbow Six Siege. Lit is the same thing. When something comes out, it breaks the game. Like, something doesn't work anymore.
Facts. So, like, we've gone through like 1,000,001 glitches. There's been what's it called? There's a glitch where like PC players couldn't play in the same lobby as console players in private matches, and then there's a thing called dev error where like if you load them to a game and not everyone has like the same like what's it called? Not everyone has like the same map and mode loaded up,
right?
And it just kicks everyone out of the game. It also has like when they release the camos for what's it called? When they release the camos for the competitive teams, like half of them, if you put them on your character or on certain characters, they would make you invisible around the map.
Jeez.
And then they had another one. I'm trying to think of it right now. So invisible around the map. They had so every update literally breaks the aim assist of the game. like there's a delay in aim assist for some reason for just like literally aim assist in general. So like every update it breaks the aim assist, and there's like an input delay for like your aim and whatnot, and it just comes with every update, and they just haven't fixed it. And then on top of that, they had earlier in the game's life cycle, they had camos and not camos, charms. They would break your aim assist, so you wouldn't essentially have aim assist. Like that's just a couple of the glitches we've had, and that's not even all of them, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a couple of them, and that's just you would update the game, be like, oh, okay, new update, 20, 30 gigabytes, right? It's like, oh my god, my console,
That's just ridiculous itself. Those sizes of updates. That's just kind of crazy.
And
how many gigs is Modern Warfare? It's like over 100 gigs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's like 130 to 200 something on my
That's so dumb.
PS4. And
it's actually dumb.
I've deleted Apex Legends like 4 times this year.
That is actually dumb. Well, anyway, we kind of went off on a tangent there, but
it's okay.
World War II free game of the month next month on PS4. So make sure to get that if you haven't. It's fun casual times. Zombies are all right. From my experience.
Does it have zombies?
It does have zombies, yeah.
It does. Mind blown. I forgot.
It's all right compared to like Treyarch zombies. It's all right.
Yeah.
But no. Talking about ridiculousness of games. So Assassin's Creed Valhalla has been announced not too long ago. I think it looks pretty cool. The trailer looked pretty amazing. I mean, I'm not really gonna be really stunned, really blown back until I see some gameplay for sure.
No,
Um,
1000%.
but I'm not a big fan of Assassin's Creed. I've only played the last one I played was 3. I don't know, 4. I played 4 for a little bit. I didn't really care for it. But this one here is going to be coming out on Xbox Series X, assumingly PS5 as well, and it's also going to come out on Xbox One and PS4. And you can get, at least the Xbox, you can get a free upgrade to Xbox Series X when you do get an Xbox Series X. So here's the thing that I have a problem with. So the Xbox Series X is supposed to be like the most powerful console ever made, according to Microsoft, supposedly. And this game, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, is reportedly it's only going to at minimum run 30 frames per second
on a new gen console.
Exactly. That is like I don't want to go too far into this, but imagine paying what, 500? Well, I don't know how much the Xbox Series X is going to be. $500, $600 for a new console because it's just ridiculously expensive. And getting a game that still runs at the same frame rate as the one you bought before.
Sheesh.
Like it's kind of crazy. I wrote this down. So this Xbox Series X can run 4K, right? That's pretty awesome. 4K is pretty cool. I don't really play at 4K. I prefer like 1080p or 1440p. That's fine with me. Yep. But and this thing can go up to 8. You can play the Xbox Series X in 8K. That's overkill. You don't need that.
But
you're telling me all the teraflops, all the processing power of this machine, you cannot run a game at 60 frames per second.
Yeah, dude, that sounds like something Microsoft would do.
I mean, we're gonna assume the same thing for PS5. Like this is like Ubisoft was the one who said like it's gonna be minimum run at 30 frames per second.
Oh, so the developer is frame locking.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think
idiotic.
I mean, I don't understand. Like the reason why I think is like they're trying to put as much probably into graphical fidelity and texture qualities and shadow qualities, all these kind of all these things like with draw distance, and I get that you want this game to be beautiful looking and pretty to look at, but I think the thing is like I'm not sure if you're very familiar with Linus Tech Tips at all.
I am. I've subscribed to him.
Yeah, he's great, and he did a video I think maybe 2 years ago. He was talking about he basically had 3 PCs next to each other. One was running they were all running Doom, the first Doom game. Yeah. And they're running. One was running at I think 4K, but like not that very good frames. Then it was the second was running 1440p at like 120 frames or 144 frames, and then they had 1080p running at like a max, like a whole bunch of frames. And everyone said they preferred the middle one, going at 1440 at 120 frames or 60 frames per second. Like, or I think there was that, or the one that was running 1080p at like 144 frames, which I think most people want frames over graphical fidelity. That's me. Like I want my games to run smooth, and graphics are nice, but like they're not everything in a game.
Yep.
So I don't know. I think most people want more frame rates rather than 30 frames per second. And there's a really funny comment in there. Like someone's like, "Oh yeah, well, some create." I'm paraphrasing here. But so basically, how someone like it's a creative decision that 30 frames per second work better in certain games, and I'm like, who in their right mind would say this game is so great in 30 frames per second? I don't want to go any higher than that. Like
I won't go any higher, dude. That's a crackhead statement.
I know. It's like no one in their right mind says, "Oh yeah, like they're playing like a game at 140 frames per second. Man, this section of this game would be really great if it's at 30 frames per second."
Yeah.
Who says that? No one says that.
Anyone wakes up saying that, dude. I think people who do say that are like old heads who can't see past 30 or something.
Right. Like I was even upset when Red Dead Redemption 2 was coming out and they said it was gonna be frame locked at 30 frames per second on console. I'm like, what year are we in? 2005?
Facts. Nah, it should all be 60 max.
Like 60 should be the standard.
Minimum. Like, yeah.
I think a good idea, like God of War did this or I think most games on PS4 Pro do this. You have a performance mode and you have a resolution mode or some other kind of mode. Basically, for performance mode, you can run like lower graphics, like slightly lower graphics to capitalize frame rate.
Yeah.
Or you can play the game in 4K at a lesser frame rate. And I always play the performance mode because I want to. I mean, the game looks great already on PS4 Pro. Like God of War, I played on the performance mode. It looks awesome. It looks great, and the feeling of like playing the game at 60 frames per second, awesome. I may go back and play in the resolution mode just to have like that 4K, but I don't have anything that outputs 4K yet. My monitor only puts out 1080p, and my TV. So
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I need to upgrade to 4K since I have these more powerful machines, and my computer can run 4K if I wanted to. I don't know. It just pisses me off when like we're like in the year 2020, and we're still having games running at 30 frames per second, as if that's acceptable.
Yeah, that shouldn't be acceptable.
No.
Developers are crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of I don't know where to go with it from there. It's just developers, if you're listening, I doubt you are, and executives, please capitalize frame rate over your graphics and resolution. Resolution comes second to frame rate. I think frame rate is the most important thing in your game to make it look and feel and play so much better. So,
like, we could watch 60 FPS at 720p rather than 30 FPS at 1080. I'd rather do the 720 at 60.
Yeah, more responsive, more feels more alive. I think in some games.
Yeah, and overall a better user experience.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
and customers got to come first. I mean, not opinions though, because some customers do have dumb opinions. But
for sure.
But when it comes to arguing about this or that, like certain topics, like especially frame rate, should come first.
Yeah, for 100%.
Yeah.
Well, I think we'll just close it there. We rambled for about an hour now about just things making up some games and things that we're excited about talking about. So all you guys, thanks for listening to the Peripheral podcast. Glad you decided to listen. Hopefully do this a weekly thing. Uploads maybe spotty at times, just depending on scheduling. But we'll definitely be back next week, and we'll hope to catch you guys there. If you have anything to say, please put a comment down below. We will read all the comments. Thanks for listening. There you go. Like and subscribe. Thanks for listening.
Yep.
Goodbye, guys.
And I'm out.